All right, what's up, guys? Right now we are in a 2011 3 Series BMW. So this car was completely locked out. There was nothing going on with this car. They lost the keys, everything. So we had to use the hook. I usually leashy these, but the lock was really dirty, and I didn't really want to have I didn't want to sit here and do that for a long time. So I stuck a hook through here, hooked this open, it opened. Sometimes with these cars, they don't open when you hook it. So you have to bring the hook all the way over here and push this button and then unhook it, and it'll hook and then it'll open. Just a little tip for you guys. But now we're gonna move on to programming. Go to BMW. Oh yeah, they want internet on this now. Hold on. Let me close this. Put in. Here we go. We got the internet connected now. So back to BMW. It'll usually ask you to push the button once, so I go ahead and push it. See how it lit up? All right, so we can go through smart selection. Sometimes it's gonna let us do it, sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll ask for an update, blah 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 blah, but I'm not gonna get too into that right now. It's okay. Go to key learning. All right, so it's a Cas3 Istap, so most likely it's gonna ask us to update it. Okay, let's see. All keys lost. See, it's gonna need an update. So I'm gonna go ahead and update it, and then we will be right back. All we have to do is press yes, by the way. Oh, and another thing, when it does ask us to do this, we usually want to have really strong internet connection. I usually ask the customer. Luckily, the customer's door is right there. I'm gonna see if we can connect to her internet. Because if the connection falls during this update, you guys will lose all the information and it'll turn into a fucking shit show. So it'll also say that you want to keep the battery at 13. As long as the battery is at 12 something and it's holding steady, like right here, like 1199, 12, we're solid. It's not gonna make a difference. So anyways, all right guys, I'll be right back. Right guys, so we're connected to the customer's Wi-Fi, so I could kind of walk you guys through this. You press yes. See, it's gonna be like process may take 10 minutes, 13 volts, blah 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 blah. Just press OK. Remove key from ignition. There is no key. See, current voltage below 12. It's all good. Just press yes, and it's gonna start downloading the file. Told you guys I was gonna make you guys videos. Now I'm gonna make you guys money. All right, so as soon as it starts going, I'm gonna turn the video off and then I'll turn it back on as soon as see how it says erasing flash? It's erasing all the data to write new data on. That's why the internet cannot fall. It cannot fall while we're doing this at all. I'm actually gonna put it over here to get a better signal because the signal's at 1 bar. See, there's at 2 bars, it's better. But anyways, I'm gonna let this update and then I will get back to you guys in a bit. Okay, so it just finished the first half. Now it's gonna erase the second half and write the second half. So this works in 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. So as soon as it starts counting for part 2, we'll cut out and then we'll go again. And there you go, ECU upgrade connecting to obtain. She's gonna take a couple seconds to obtain the RAM. Let's see if it'll take. Sorry about my camera work, guys. I'm not camarógrafo. I don't be doing all that. Let's see, bam, here we go. Okay, so it's saying remove key from the switch. Okay, we don't need that. Obtaining network. Okay, so on some of these cars, it's gonna make us pull the DME or the computer out of the hood. Do you want to read? Successful? Yeah, just press yes. Saved. Okay. Bam. So here we go. Let's see what it's gonna ask us for. It might ask us for the ISN. If it does, we already know. Hold on. What does it say? It says try to use dealer key generation via ignition. Okay. Because it's an all keys lost. So let's see. Okay, so this shit wants me to do the 64 attempts. Hold on. We're gonna press no. Close. Okay, let's see ISN code management. DME ISN, read ISN. Let's see if it will let us. Okay. Do you have a working key? No. Okay, so we might have to do the 64 times. That means I'll show you guys a couple of them before I decide to go. It's gonna ask me for a key if we do it that way, so. Sometimes just pressing add a key is good enough, but it usually won't give you the option. If it gives you the whole like add a key or all keys lost on these BMWs, that usually means that it's gonna ask you for a working key to read the ISN code off of. ISN code is the code that you get from the DME, and it's written onto these keys. It's kind of like a password that these cars use. So you need the ISN code to make one of these keys, no matter what. So yeah, we're gonna figure it out right now. I've done the 64 times a few times and it's failed, so I'm not too excited about that. Do you want backup original data? No, we already have it. We're gonna go here, ignition switch generation, 64 attempts. 1 second. I'm gonna cut out and I'm gonna come back. We're back. All right, so see that, and just to let you guys know why I cut out because somebody called me. If I would have been using my phone internet and somebody called me, it would have dropped it and we would have erased the whole computer. So that's why we don't use this unless we have like another phone that nobody has the number to, that we won't get any phone calls to. That's good. I have one of those. It's actually out of battery right now, but luckily the customer's house is, like I said, right there, so we're good. The only thing I would suggest is if always ask them beforehand if the car is close to where there's internet. If not, I mean, there's always other things you could figure out, but it's always good just to ask, because especially in an all keys lost situation, you're gonna run into things like this. So anyways, let's continue. Okay, semi-smart. Okay, it's gonna pre-process the key. Yes, we already connected the devices right here. Okay. Okay, insert. This is going into the slot. Okay. So it's gonna write it it'll turn everything on. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold the brake and push the button. Oh wait, we're supposed to push it in. Bam, see everything turned on? Now, attempt 1. Nothing. The battery will drop. Wait till it comes back. Hold on. No. Here, let me get back to you guys. Let me just finish this up. I want you guys to see kind of like how I get this done. So we're at attempt 9. I bring it back. Press no. Bring it back in. No. Bring it back in. No. Bring it back in. So at this rate, you can move. It doesn't matter, you know. As long as you put the thing back in the slot and press no, you can move pretty fast. But anyways, I'm not gonna bore you guys with this. We'll get back right now when I finally turn it on. All right, guys, check that out. On number 61, the car turned on. See, the revs are at 1. So now let's see. It says right here, start the vehicle with current key. If the vehicle can be started, press yes. Yes. Are you sure the vehicle can be started? If yes, go to the next step. Otherwise, press no. Yes. Establishing vehicle communication. Generation security. Do not remove key from ignition. Keep the vehicle started for over 15 minutes while performing sync DME at least 10 times. If this operation is not performed, the key may be incapable of starting the vehicle after it is removed from the ignition switch. If this operation is performed more than 10 times with failure synchronization, remove and then insert the key and start the vehicle, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so so look, we can just sync it. 1. Okay. 2. It says to do it like 15 times. 3. Anyways, we'll go through it, but I'm gonna show you guys a little shortcut that we could do as well. So that way, in case this shit happens again, we don't have to fucking, if the key fails, we at least have the ISN code. So I'll show you guys right now. Okay. We'll come back to this right now. Okay, so after I was done, I just pressed no and it said you want to exit. I pressed yes and it brought me back to this. So watch. Now we can go to ISN code management. DME ISN, read DME ISN. It's gonna find out the type. Okay. Get a working key. Yes. Ensure the ignition is turned on. Okay. Starting download file. And we're just gonna read the ISN, take a picture of it in case anything fails. We have that, and we could bypass the 64 times. You know, the hardest part is getting the ISN code. Usually we have to take the computer out. If we would have gone to the 64 and nothing would have happened, I would have had to take apart the computer, which I'll go record and show you guys a little bit of. I'm not gonna do it, but I'm gonna show you guys where it is and how we would go about doing it. Okay, so right now it's just gonna back up the actual file from the car. Then it's gonna try to read it, and after it reads it, then it's gonna fucking give it to us. So I'll come back when it's completely read. All right, while the car is getting me the ISN code. So check this out. To get this, here's where the computer is. So to get this, you're gonna have to unscrew those, take this thing off. There's some back here. There's a bolt there on both sides. Then you're gonna have to come over here, and I believe you take this rubber stopper off. There's a bolt here, same on the other side, and then there's another plastic piece under here that needs to come out, which holds this part. Like this whole thing comes out, and then there's access to this, and then you can pop it out, and then that's pretty much it. I'm gonna try to get a video on me doing that for you guys soon. So anyways, but just giving you guys a little brief tutorial how to get this thing out. But it's always on this side for these cars. This is a 3 Series. All right guys, so it backed up like the whole file, then it said erasing flash. It did that in like 2 seconds, and now it's programming. So just give it a little bit. Usually this jumps from 3 to 100 really quick, or 5 to 100, or sometimes it takes forever, but we'll be right back with that. All right, so we got the ISN code. This is the code to make the key start. Okay, so this is what it was looking for, those 64 times. This is what it was looking for. So now that we have it, even if the key fails for the customer, we don't have to go through this shit again because we have the code. What else? Oh yeah, so when I went in to read the ISN, I went through here. Watch, let me show you guys. It's a little bit easier. So right here, last time we were in Smart Selection, we went to System Selection, Engine, OBD, Auto Scan. And remember guys, this is after you guys make the key. If you weren't able to read the ISN code or get it through the 64 times, you're gonna have to pull the DME and wire it up with the G-Box. So then I would go to read ISN, and then it goes through this whole process. Now, the car is gonna ask you to wait 15 minutes, to leave the car on 15 minutes after you turn it on. So do not take the key out once the car turns on those 64 times. And then once 15 minutes has gone by, turn the car off, put the key back in, click it, but don't step on the gas so the engine turns on. I just want the dashboard and everything to turn on like that. And then you're gonna press read ISN. If you do it with the car on, it will not read it. I'll just remind you guys, it will not read it. So don't do it that way, okay? But anyways, yeah, so job is done. Here, let's turn the car on. I think the car is off. Boom, car is on, ready to go.